This is the only face I have. This is the only voice I have. Therefore, if I want to get this said, then I'm going to have to do it as I am. And I don't really know if I'm going to publish this or whatever, but if I do end up publishing it anywhere online, before you judge Christianity and all this stuff that I'm about to talk about, there is a lot of logic and nuance behind all of it. It is really complex, and it just can't be, dismissed like super easily, or simply it's not that simple. So before you're like, oh, Christianity's dumb because blah, well, guess what? There's more to it than you probably know. Just so you know. There's a Christian logic answer for everything. I'm not saying that means that it's not correct. I'm just saying that you can't just be like, well, I can just say one sentence and debunk all of Christianity. That's not how it works. Sorry. Anyway, I was talking to someone today, and they were basically explaining to me that everybody has struggles where they have to deny their flesh, and like their sin, like the parts of themselves that are distorted by sin. Does that make sense? I think I'm gonna have to make another video explaining like all that Christian doctrine stuff. But yeah. Like everything, if everything you want is wrong, or like these things that you want are wrong, they will never, pursuing those things will never bring you happiness or fulfillment. They're empty, and they will always leave you feeling empty. And that kind of reminds me of, and she used as an example, she was like, well, after you cut your hair, like, did you feel happy afterwards, or like, did it kind of like not last? Like, was it just like kind of like a little kick of happiness, and then after that, it kind of wore off? And that kind of reminded me of some things that I've heard people say about like dysphoria. Saying, like, oh, well, I cut my hair and then I wanted top surgery. And then after I got top surgery, I wanted, to be on HRT. And then after I was on HRT, I wanted bottom surgery. After I was on bottom surgery, I realized there's nothing left. And I was still unhappy. And I was still not, who I thought those things would make me. That's usually detransitioners who say that. Actually, it's always detransitioners who say that they were not happy with, they got to the end of that, kind of chain of, things that they did. And they realized that it didn't bring them the happiness they thought it would bring them. And that's why they detransition. And they're very sad that they made those decisions because they realized that they were wrong to make those decisions, and they wish they could take them back. But there are also trans people that say that they felt that way, and that they think of it as, uncovering new parts of their discomfort and their dysphoria that they did not realize were there because they were hidden, and kind of suppressed until, they started becoming more comfortable. And then they realized what other things made them uncomfortable. And it's just like I almost feel like it's like two sides, like they sound very similar, but they're fundamentally different. And I really cannot guarantee or, determine which one I am and which thing I'll end up saying about it. Am I just, using this as a thing to hope in, like creating new goals for myself that I think will make me happy? Or am I actually just discovering new things that make me uncomfortable and getting closer to being comfortable with myself? And of course I have, I guess I can make another video on my trans out, or several videos, but this is not the video. Yeah, that's, that just kind of like reminded me of something that, I've seen not just in Christian circles, but said, in trans circles. And in trans circles, of course, it's not a bad thing that when you get a haircut, you're not completely happy with yourself, because of course, if you, are a guy and you still look like a girl, you may not be completely happy with the way you look. And I don't think like it's, it's not like, oh, you're going to have like the perfect body. It's more like your body will match, how you see yourself on like right now, like I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm talking right now and I sound like a girl. I have a girl face. And everybody will be like, oh, it's a girl. And I'm like, no, sorry, that's not true. And it's just kind of like, it just makes me, I just don't like that people will read me that way. Does that make sense? And maybe that's something that I, am inventing. Maybe that's just something that I've made up. I don't know. Who knows? I question myself all the time.